welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin and I am so excited that you decided to take time out of your day to spend with me, because today we will be talking about my July TBR. And what the heck, how are we already in July? I don't know. But I was sitting and I was thinking about, okay, what do I want to do for July? What do I want to read? And I thought about it. There are so many books that I want to read, but it feels like every book now is a part of a series, and the way that my brain is working right now, I can't even make space for new series because there are so many other series that I am currently working my way through. So I was like, okay, you know what, this may be good, this may work, and it may not, but I'm going to at least try. So what I'm going to focus on for the month of July is sequels. I am mainly going to be reading books in series to try to wrap up as many of these as I possibly can, or at least catch up, at least catch up. And that way I can move on to some of the other series that I'm just as excited about but have no brain space for currently. So I will say that there will be some books that kind of squeak by that are not sequels, because that's just what I want to read, and I've been more into just going with my mood, whether it's chaotically reading 6 books at a time or just flying through 1 book at a time. Whatever I feel like doing, I'm gonna let myself do, but I do want to put a special focus and a special emphasis on series for the month of July and try to knock out some of these, okay? So I have a big stack. I have a very big, embarrassing stack, and these are just the physical series. These are not even all of the series that I own that I'm reading right now. These are just the ones that I want to prioritize. So yeah, there's no way I'm going to get to all of these books, and you'll very much see that once you see the final stack, but this is the stack that I want to be prioritizing and pulling from throughout the month. And yeah, enough yapping, let's hop into the video. I'm not going to be able to tell you a lot about these books simply because they are in a series and I don't want to spoil anything for you. I'll kind of just give you a little something about what it's about, and then we're going to move on. We also have a lot of books to get through, so I don't really have the time to give you a whole rundown. Anyway, I'm just yapping. Okay, let's just go ahead and get into it for real this time. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the duologies because I think that's where I want to start off reading, mainly because I have 1 book left and then I'm done with the series. Those are the easiest to knock off. So yeah, let's talk about some duologies that I could potentially finish this month. The first one is Rebel Witch by Kristen Ciccarelli. This is the second and final book in the Crimson Moth series. This is a witchy, vigilante, enemies to lovers type situation. I really enjoyed this when I read it last year, and I honestly have no reason why I haven't picked it up yet. I just haven't. So yeah, I think this is going to be a winner for me, and I need to just go ahead and finish it. We have The Darkness Within Us by Tricia Levenseller. This is the final book in the Shadows Between Us duology, and I'm not as pressed about this one because these books are standalones. They are following a set of sisters, but you can read them individually, so I'm not really holding brain space for a lot of plot. But The Shadows Between Us was a surprise for me, and then I just think that this book is really pretty, and so that makes me want to read it. We have The Davenports More Than This by Krystal Marquis, and this is, I'm guessing this is it for the Davenport series. I haven't heard an announcement for a 3rd book or anything like that, so I'm assuming that this is it. This is like Black Bridgerton-esque type story. We're following 3 siblings and their friends growing up in Chicago in I think like the 1910s. And what's funny about this is that I reread the first book in this series in I think July, of last year. In July of 2024 maybe. It's been a year since I reread the first book in this series in anticipation for this release, and here we are and I still haven't read it. That's embarrassing. So yeah, another finale to a duology that has been on my TBR for like the past few months, you know, since I read the first book. And yeah, I know y'all probably tired of seeing this book. I'm tired of looking at it, but I don't know why I haven't picked it up. There is no good reason, and that is Drowning Me with Dreams by Gabi Burton. This is the finale to the Sing Me to Sleep duology, and the way I ate up Sing Me to Sleep and loved it, there is no reason why I haven't read this book. None. I don't know. But yes, this is YA fantasy romance. We have a siren, we have a prince, all good things. All good things. We have a recent series that I started, and that is the Ouroboros series, and it started with Godly Heathen. And I would like to wrap it up with Merciless Saviors by H.E. Edgmon. This is a YA fantasy series that features gods, queer teens, and it was very surprising and I enjoyed it. This actually is like way shorter than I was expecting. And so yeah, this was a recent addition to the series pile, and I just want to go ahead and wipe it clean, you know, while everything is still fresh. And I think those are all of the duologies that I want to possibly complete in July. I really hope y'all can't hear that, but you know, when you live in the suburbs, somebody has to do lawn maintenance every day. Every single day of the summer, somebody is out in their yard doing something. That's just how it goes, unfortunately. But anyway, the next grouping of books that I want to talk about are books that would end the series, and there's one caveat that I want to talk about. So I don't know if we will ever get the the next / last book in this series, because it has been years. We've been waiting for years. There's been no word, and I don't know. So I'm referring to Nona the Ninth by Tamsyn Muir. This is the third book in the Locked Tombs series, and yeah, there's supposed to be an Electo the Ninth coming. It says it'll be the conclusion to the series, but it's been years and we haven't heard anything, so I don't know. So I'm gonna say when I finish Nona, I'm done with the series because that's all we have. And yeah, I really want to get to this one because this series is complicated and confusing, and if you lose the information, it just makes it worse, and I don't want to lose the information or, you know, anything like that. So I really want to hurry up and get to this one as soon as possible. It's Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. This is the third and final book in the Emily Wilde series by Heather Fawcett. This is a historical academic story about like fae, and then we have a cute romance in it as well. Emily is a very fun main character in my opinion, and yeah, I'm excited to finish this series off. I honestly have just been waiting on the audiobook, because if you can, you should definitely check out the audiobook for these series. The narrator, I feel like it's just the perfect person to bring Emily to life, and I always have a great time with them. So yes, I really hope that I can wrap up this series. I'm also kind of sad to end it as well. Okay, I think the next group that I want to talk about would be books that would catch me up to the current place in the series. Yeah. And firstly, I would like to start out with The Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. This is book 1 of the Shadowborn duet, but book 3 in the Crowns of Nyaxia. It's complicated, okay? But you know, I'm not gonna be caught up for long because I'm pretty sure the next book comes out at the end of August. So, you know, I'm just catching up to be behind again, but you know, that's okay. Progress is progress. And yeah, I've just been dragging my feet with this, and there is no reason why. None at all. This is a romantasy story where we're following vampires. Each duet follows a different couple, and in this series we're following a character who we met in the first duet. And yeah, yeah. The next book that would make me caught up in a series is Enchantra by Kaylie Smith. This is the second book in the Wicked Games series. It's also a series of standalones. In this one, we're following Genevieve, who is the main character of Phantasma's younger sister. It's set in Italy, and I think we're playing a deathly game of hide and seek. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one, but I just wasn't in a rush because, like I said, I wasn't really holding brain space for this series since they're technically standalones anyway. But yeah, Phantasma was a fun surprise for me, but I'm also a little skeptical because I did not really like Genevieve in Phantasma. So am I super excited to read her story? I don't know. I don't know, friend. We're gonna have to see. But you know, I have it. I bought it, so I'm gonna read it. The next book that would catch me up to the current place in the series is When a Wolf Loves the Moon by Granger. This is the third book in the Drew Collins series, and if I'm not mistaken, we have a new book coming out in July. So will this really catch me up? I don't know, but at least I won't be 2 books behind. Okay, so this is where we have like a magical black HBCU. We have witches, wolves, vampires, sirens, all the creatures that you could possibly think of. We are also following main characters in their late 20s. You can go to this college at whatever age you are, and I just really enjoy that because I feel like a lot of fantasy books, especially academic fantasy books, take place with the younger characters, and you know, I can't really relate to that. You know, I'm getting on up there, girl. I'm almost 30, so I want to read about people who are my age, and this is just hilarious and unapologetically black and messy and chaotic in the best way. Like, I feel like I'm watching reality TV, and I just love this series with my whole heart, and I'm excited to move on, but I didn't want to move on and not have anything left, so that is why I've been putting this one off. But yeah, I think it's time. Also, this is a brick. Like, these indie published books are heavy. They hold some weight, you know? And the last book in this little grouping is Isabel and the Rogue by Liana de la Rosa. This is the second book in the Luna Sisters series. I think we have the third book coming out at the end of August, and this is a historical romance series. We're following 3 sisters who are fleeing Mexico because of the French occupation. They're now in England and kind of, you know, just going through what that's like for them. And I really enjoyed the first book, which was Anna Maria and the Fox. It was one of my favorite books of 2024, so I'm excited to see what Isabel is going to give. Okay, and my next category, we have finished series that I'm trying to work my way through, but I'm not. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think. So the first one, y'all, I haven't picked up this series in over a year, and that is not great. And you would think, okay, do you even like it? Yes, I like it. But what I did in the meantime was that it has a show. So I started watching the show, and then I just, you know, stopped. And so I really need to pick this book up before I lose all background knowledge, and that is The Book of Life by Deborah Harkness. This is the third book in the All Souls series, and yeah, so I read the first 2 books, and then I decided to go and watch the show instead of picking up the third book, and you know, here we are a year later, if probably more than a year at this point. So it is time for me to pick this up and continue on, because I plan on getting the 5th book, Blackbird Oracle. It comes out in paperback soon, if it's not already out, and yeah, I want to be able to go ahead and wrap this series up because we have, you know, drug it out long enough. She's been here long enough. She needs to be finished. I am enjoying the series. Oh yeah, and this is witches and vampires. It's dark academia. It's very historical. It's a mystery. It's like all the things wrapped into one, and I love that. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna have to hurry up because she's starting to lean. Okay, only have a few left. Okay, so the next grouping that I want to. Oh no, it's all in the same group. Okay, so the next book in this category is going to be The Battle Drum by Saara El-Arifi. This is the second book in the Ending Fire trilogy that starts with The Final Strife, and I really enjoyed The Final Strife. I think it will be one of my favorite books of 2025, but it was just a very heavy read. It was sad, it was emotional, and I just needed space in between the books. That is the only reason why I haven't picked this one up yet, but I'm excited to see where this story is going. We are following mainly three main characters. It's a sapphic fantasy. They are kind of split up by their type of blood. There's a rebellion brewing, all good things, but also check trigger warnings. Ooh, I'm scared to breathe too hard. Jesus. Okay. Next is a series that I have been reading for some years now. Oh my god, maybe I should break this up. Do you think I should break it up? Yeah, I'm gonna break it up. I'm terrified. Okay, hold on. Ooh. Yeah, that hurt. Stop. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna talk kind of quickly and wrap this up because I don't think these stacks are gonna make it, you know. But anyway, the next book in this category is going to be Darker Strength by Kaylie Robert. I've been reading the series for years and I'm just having a good time. The Dark Olympus series by Kaylie Robert is it's a fun time for me, and it's a 10-book series. I think this is it 7 or 8? Something like that. I think it's 7 actually, and this is like a Greek myth retelling, very much on the spicy side, very fun, fantastical kind of. It's more on the lighter side of the fantastical world, of course, but yeah, it's giving. And this one is specifically about Ariadne and the Minotaur, and yeah, I'm just having a fun time and I need to catch up. And we need to make moves, okay? Next, we also have a new series added to the list, and that is the HMRC series. And I am planning to read the second book, The Shadow Cabinet by Juno Dawson. And the first book is called Her Majesty's Royal Coven. I read that very recently and really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to see where we go in this second installment. This is a witchy story. It takes place in England. We're following Her Majesty's Royal Coven, and this coven was originally created to protect Queen Elizabeth, I think, but in actuality, we're following 4 friends who are a part of this coven, and they have kind of, grown to adults and kind of split apart, but they will always have this like connection to each other as they were childhood friends and witches and all the things. So yeah, I feel like I'm doing a horrible job in explaining this, but anyway, I plan to read it, so you'll find out more about it whenever I pick it up. So there are 2 books that I need to reread in order to move forward with the series. So the first one is The Veiled Kingdom by Renee. I really enjoyed this when I read it the first time. I had a lot of fun with it. Renee can write some spice, and this is, she knows her lane and she is very good in it. Okay, so in this, we're following a princess who has escaped from her awful father, the king, escaped the palace, and then she ends up in the hands of the rebellion, and they don't know who she is, but she ends up kind of falling into this situationship with the leader of the rebellion's son. And so yeah, this was a fun time. Don't take it too serious if you pick it up, but you will have a lot of fun with it, and that's important. And lastly, but never the least, we have Lore of the Wilds by Analeigh Sbrana. This is the first book in the Lore of the Wilds series. The sequel to this duology, Lore of the Tide, comes out in July, I think. And I have the arc. Haven't picked up yet, so you know, that's my bad. I do want to get to it as soon as possible, hopefully before it comes out, but there's no guarantee in that. So yeah, Lord of the Wilds, this is like a, what I call it, light academic, I don't know, but we have an abandoned library, we have Fae, and it was a fun time there. It is a love triangle, and yeah, it had some twists and turns, and I just love the aesthetic of this overall, so I'm really excited to give it a reread to see if my thoughts change any on it. So yeah. Friends, with all of that being said, this is my very ambitious and unrealistic TBR, more like a list of hopefuls, some series that I want to knock off of my TBR, off my series tracker, and out of my brain space so I can start some new series. Let me know if you have read any of these series and what you think about them. Let me know your favorite book in these series if you want to, you know, give me all the things. Let's have a conversation in the comments. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, anything that you do to support me and my channel. It is very much appreciated. I hope that you have the best day that you possibly can. Remember to take care of yourself. It's hot out here. It's emotionally draining out here as well. And you know, just take care of yourself, okay? And I'll catch you in the next